Welcome to Stay Paid. Today we are answering your burning questions in real estate, business, marketing, and more. On these episodes, we take live calls from listeners of Stay Paid. If you want to have your question answered here live on the show, you can go to remindermedia.com/ask, submit your question there, or follow us on Instagram at Stay Paid Podcast and send us a message. My name is Josh Dyke, Chief Marketing Officer at Reminder Media, joined by Luke Acree, President of Reminder Media, and from the Acree Brothers Realty team, founder and team lead Stephen Acree, and Director of Operations Cody Smith. We are going to go to our first caller today, Nancy. Nancy, I believe, calling out of beautiful Hot Springs, Arizona. You got Hot Springs on your name there, so I'm thinking
Arkansas.
Josh, you insulted her right out of the gate. Nancy,
you know what
welcome
happens?
to the show.
You know what happens in the show notes? I don't think our producer knows state.
I don't think either. Yeah, that's so great.
It's called editing, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what great editing is for.
I love it. Nancy, thank you for calling in. How can we help you?
Well, I'm new to the business, sort of 7 years in, but we're doing quite well. We have a team of 6 or 7 of us right now. My husband and I work together as a team, but the biggest thing is we get bombarded with so many different marketing platforms. Like, we can do this for you, we can do this for you to make your agency and you be the number one agent. But the ROI, is it a payoff? Is it really worth spending all this money on marketing materials that may or may not pay off? And so I know Reminder Media has some great assets that you use. I do use your magazine. And
Thank you, Nancy. That's all that matters. All right. No, I'm just kidding.
And that's a fairly new thing for me. I just started it a couple months ago, and so far I'm loving it. My clients are loving it. And,
awesome.
It is all about, client facing and being reminded of who you are and what you do.
Yeah, it's brand awareness. So if I'm understanding your question correctly, which we've all gone through, and it's the shiny object syndrome. Everybody promises you the world. When you're brand new in the business, all of a sudden 7 years in, you start remembering, or you start learning, wait a second, none of this stuff is paying off that these people are selling me. The hardest thing about marketing is what I call the float that you have to do in order to give it the amount of time it needs to work. And where most people lose in this business is they spend money, and I'm not talking about a little bit of money, I'm talking about thousands of dollars, and they're a year in and they've got nothing. And then it's like, wait a second, am I doing something wrong? And they stop. And it's like, Cody and I just went through this, and we'll break down for you our marketing strategies that we're doing that's working for the team. But we just were talking about this week, Cody, on Facebook ads.
Yep.
And you guys have closed 11 deals this year from Facebook ads. But what was so funny about the 11 is that I think it was 4 of them, if I'm not mistaken, were 3+ years ago the lead came in from a Facebook ad. So we spent money 3 years ago on a Facebook ad, and those deals just closed today, or this year, I should say. And so it's like, that's the float I'm talking about. That's the killer in this business, is that it really is a database game. And everything that you do in this business should be about, how do I build up the database and build my brand to that database, and then start viewing every lead source, whether it's geofarming, Google ads, Facebook, open houses, as just a way to fill that database that you're going to nurture forever and ever and ever. One quick question, then I want to throw it to Cody and Stephen to talk about kind of their lead pillars and what they're doing and where they're spending their money. But how much volume are you doing as a team, or how many transactions? Just to give us an idea so we know what your spend should be. How much volume, Nancy, are you doing as a team?
I'm with the Bergeron Group, Keller Williams in Hot Springs, Arkansas. But the return on investment right now is coming into the sphere, but it took putting
in. Yeah, well, that's going to take time. But how much, are you guys going to do, 20 million
we're
this
at
year?
103 to this year. I've done 70% of that, so I'm trying to back.
You're a rainmaker. Yeah, you're incredible. Okay, so you've done 103 transactions. How much volume will that be? We're
looking at around 32 million in the end of the day when we get to the end of the year.
Congrats. Seriously. So you're crushing it, especially in this market. I mean, this is one of the worst markets in 40+ years. So you're doing really, really well. All right. So Stephen, I'm going to throw it to you. Yeah. I know you guys have done, 200+ transactions already, similar, probably 7 agents, 8 agents on the team. Can you walk through the pillars that you guys have, and then we can get into the details. It seems like Nancy's killing Sphere, so we don't probably have to spend much time there. Let's talk more about open houses, circle prospecting, Google ads, Facebook ads.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, obviously it is Sphere. We're about 50% of our business is Sphere. And then it goes down to like open houses, Google, paid ads. We have Facebook ads going. The key to, because I did the same thing early on in my career where it was just throw money and, at all of these shiny objects. And the key always is, do you have an SOP of execution on each and every one of those that you can hold people accountable? How many people are on your team, Nancy?
Well, it's my husband and I, and then we have 3 agents, buyer agents, and 1 coming on.
Yep.
But again, I'm just learning at this point because I didn't know any better in the beginning. Is that I had to pay attention to this stuff and tag your database so you know where they came from. So we're really drilling down. This is the year we're like, okay, we got to figure out where our money's going because we're spending money on all kinds of things.
Right.
Like you said, throwing spaghetti against the wall to see what'll stick. But we are noticing and slowing down a little bit to figure it out.
And the truth is most of these lead platforms do work, right? So like they're giving you a pitch, and most of the time their pitch is someone's using it and seeing success on it. And so I always backtrack and go, okay, what are they doing to be successful in that lead venture? And then I know I'm not going to have the bandwidth, the capacity to execute myself on this lead that comes through. And so if it's going to be someone else that's doing the execution, you have to have a way of holding that accountable, the actions accountable, to seeing the results from that lead platform. And so if you backtrack and you go, everyone runs hypothetical numbers. They're like, yeah, if we just plug this lead platform in, we're going to see these results. But in reality, there's 20, 30 different actions. There's so many nuances that have to happen for the conversion to happen. And so you have to go back and go, am I going to actually truly hold my people accountable to this standard that I know is going to need to be there in order to close? So for Facebook leads, right? We know we're calling them 18 plus times before we actually see any conversion on those Facebook leads. Well, I know I'm not going to be able to call 18 times. And so therefore I have to have an agent call 18 times, right? But if I don't have a manager to hold that sales team accountable to the 18 times, we just immediately ask that lead, someone selling us on their, lead platform, right? And so you have to look at it that way in order to see the results, and you definitely have to track them.
I would share, Nancy, just give you kind of an overview. Let's take like the one that's killing it for us right now the most from a paid standpoint is Google. So Google is doing way better this year than Facebook. Facebook was about even with Google last year, but for some reason our Google has done a lot better this year. And, your spend is decently significant there doing Google. You're going to be spending, at least $2,000 to $3,000 a month is probably where you're going to be at to go after Google. So better conversion. Facebook, we usually spend between 20 and 30 grand a year. Last year we closed 26 deals from Facebook. This year is trending less. I mean, I'm not positive where we'll end at the end of the year. I'm hoping for 20. But that might even be a little high at this point. But our volume of leads and cost per leads has retained. So I really think it's a market issue. If you choose to go Facebook, you're going to get the leads. But remember what I said when I opened this up, we're closing deals that came in, or leads that came in from 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And then some have come in from this year and some, have come in from last year. But it's a nurture game. So whatever you do, if you choose to spend on Facebook, just don't give up. Have a 24-month run rate at least for your Facebook, because it's a branding play plus a lead gen play. And we can talk to you about that offline if you want to know what we're doing. We have, free videos that you can watch to set it up yourself. If you want us to run it for you, we can do that. But we can walk you through that. Most people just quit too soon. And I just don't want you to go spend money on Facebook and quit too soon. And imagine you're going to spend 20 grand and not get anything back for 2 years. Are you willing to do that? And I'm telling you, it's worth it. Think bigger, but only if you can execute what Steven and Cody have, which is the operational nuance of what it takes to work a Facebook lead. And then you have the non-costing pillars, which are, open houses. How many deals, Cody, have you guys closed from open houses this year, you think?
21.
21. So 21 from open houses. So big. How many open houses you guys run a week across the team, you think?
Yeah, I mean, for this weekend, I think we have 7 open houses. So almost every agent on the team has it. So we're at least doing. It's a requirement for our team that when you join, until you hit a certain level, that you have to do one every weekend. So, and then any new listing and then any listing that has an improvement price on it has to have an open house. So that's how we kind of run our strategy. Now, once you hit a certain level, you know what it takes to be a really successful agent. Outside of you have to hold it for the new listing and improved price. It's up to you whether you want to hold open houses or not. But until you're on a certain level of production, you have to hold an open house.
The second sweat equity strategy that we've implemented is circle prospecting. And circle prospect, I think you guys are over 26 deals, right, on circle prospecting?
Yeah, we're at 23 this year.
Oh, 23. Okay, so 23. And that's it. If you're not familiar with circle prospecting or open houses, we don't have time to go into it now, but we have a podcast recorded that break down Acree Brothers Open House, Acree Brothers Circle Prospecting that you can follow and try to implement. But the key to those strategies is the same as Facebook and Google. Google is probably the highest quality lead now outside of like a Zillow or something like that. Zillow is just very expensive and they're moving to the flex teams. So if I was putting kind of a summary on for you, you're the talent, you're the rainmaker, you're shifting to trying to be a little bit more of the business leader and the business owner, which is fantastic. You already know, okay, we got to start measuring and tracking what we're doing. It would probably make a lot of sense for you to start building a geo farm and then target your Facebook ads and Google towards that geo farm. That's where, if I was coming into your business, just at high level, hearing what I'm hearing from you, I would start investing into a geo farm and doing, Google, Facebook towards this area. You're going to be limited in how, you can target through that, but it still gets your brand out there. And I think what you'll see is over the next 24 months, you'll be very thankful you kept with it, but it will feel like no investment or no return for the first 24 months. Because you'll get some deals, a couple deals here and here, but it will barely pay for it, if that. But keep going. So whatever you choose to do, just do not give up. I literally, I shared this on a podcast the other day. It's like I have a client that I'm talking to, and it's like I feel so bad for her. She's in Virginia. She feels like she's got nothing from what we're doing with Facebook. She's spent, I think it's like $2,000 something. She's gotten 348 leads for $7 something a lead. And I'm trying to convince her and say, hey, no, it's that you've only been doing it 10 months. It's keep going. But if you do stop now, at least nurture the 348 leads for the next 5 years, because some of those will pay way more. You'll be shocked, but you're going to miss out on the exponential factor that comes. And that's the pain for all of us in this business. And here, I'll translate it to Reminder Media. We spend millions of dollars on advertising every year for our own business. Now, we're a much bigger company than the normal real estate agent, but there are so many things we do that it's like we cannot track. Like, we're just like, okay, it's like we have a partnership. We do sponsorships. I spend almost $1 million a year on going to conferences. It's like these conferences, it's like, are they going to pay off? Are they not? But I know if I just do it one time, it ain't going to pay off. You better be all in. And what Steven said is so valuable, which is if you don't have the operational execution nailed down for handling the lead, don't do it. Fix that first and then do it. So hopefully that's helpful for you, Nancy.
Yes, it is. Great advice. I appreciate that. I got to get back to work. Got lots of things to do.
If you want to send me a DM or something on Instagram, we can meet and I can kind of go over operationally exactly what we do as a team.
I'd love
I could help you kind of build out some structure or, kind of just review what we do. And if it helps.
Yeah. What's your Instagram handle, Cody?
Yeah, it is. I think it's C Cody Smith.
Yes.
I think so too. Yeah.
You guys never know your Instagram.
All right. If you're thinking of an investing, come to
they're real estate
Hot Springs,
agents
Arkansas.
focused on closing deals. Yeah, Hot Springs, Arkansas.
All right, thank you,
Not
Nancy.
Arizona.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Good
appreciate you, Nancy.
Betcha.
Thank you.
Betcha. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Bye.
That was fantastic. Yeah, and she's crushing it. You can tell she's so talented because
she comes out, 100 deals.
Yeah, I'm
70,
just like, get
70
out
I
of here.
I like the rag she is too. Like, you can tell she's like business. Like this is a business call that I need to get done.
Yeah, I love it.
Awesome. All right. If you want to have your questions answered here live on the podcast, you can go to remindermedia.com/ask. You can follow us on Instagram. We are at Stay Paid Podcast. Shoot us your question there as well. Our next caller that we're bringing in, Laura.
Hi.
Laura, I'm just gonna guess California. We're gonna guess. We don't know. We're never sure where anyone's from. California.
Laura, are you from California? Calling in from California?
I am calling in from
Laura,
California.
thank you so much for calling in. How can we help you?
It's nice weather.
How can we help you,
right now,
Laura?
I guess
What
you
is
could say.
the problem that you have?
So
Is
the
it
issue
great weather in
I
California? Because it's terrible in Philly.
have- well, I guess I'd rather be in Cali then. But so when it comes to insurance, right? There's so many issues, especially we're finding how many of clients are falling out of escrow due to they either cannot secure it or it throws their they throw them over, correct? So when that throws them over and you don't have an insurance broker like myself at your open house that could possibly in real time provide you a snapshot of what this looks like. So now you're not qualifying for 500,000, right? Now you have to qualify for the 505,000 that is now your insurance for the year. The other problem is that here in California, predominantly now, because fire season is always fire season here. There's never not fire season. And the issue with that means new areas that weren't considered fire areas are now fire areas. So you don't qualify for a regular insurance plan, right? You have to get the California Fair Plan. And that's not helping either because that's two plans that you have to connect. So it is a little trying over here in California.
So
I'm sorry?
Is the problem, Laura, is the problem that like you're struggling to get, like you mentioned open houses, is it you're struggling to get in with the real estate agent at the open house? Can you frame up for me like what's the actual problem with the insurance or the offering
like together,
that you're going through?
right? So basically the issue is that real estate, in my professional opinion that I cannot speak for everyone, right? I'll just, for me. The issue I've had is that they don't want to. And I'm not even in the same
The real
field.
estate agent does not want you at the open house.
Yes.
Okay. And sorry for everybody listening. There's a little delay. So I think there's a little delay between us. So sorry about that. Okay. So if I'm hearing the question appropriately, the pain point is there's agents hosting these open houses for these listings, and they don't realize that the buyer is not going to be able to get that listing because they think they're covered, but they're not going to be able to get coverage. And therefore that makes the deal fall out.
Yes.
You're trying to offer to the real estate agent the ability to say, hey, I can help you save this deal. I can help you prepare even for this deal before you get even into this mess. But the agents aren't partnering up with you for that.
No. And then the other issue is that we do get what we call the rush 2-3 days prior to closing. And then that's when we find out we need a difference in conditions. There was a fire on the home previously. There's so many things that we find out that they don't understand that it takes time. And now with all of the redistricting of fire and flood, it's 3 days prior to is not going to be helpful.
Yeah, you're really in a tough you're in a tough market too, because so many of the insurance companies in California, they've pulled out. It's just very complicated in California because I have a lot of insurance clients out there. So I understand your question now, and you're struggling with the pain of dealing with real estate agents, man. They are just so unorganized. They're so difficult to deal with. Some of them are very just rude, like Steven and Cody. I'm just kidding. So I get your problem now. But the truth is that is one of the issues. Like one of the issues is you're dealing with people who are at the beck and call of their clients. And so they're spending all their time and energy trying to deal with their clients that they're not actually stepping back and building their business and strategizing and building operations. And this is why you're seeing a huge movement in real estate towards teams, because teams actually see this and they're putting in operational structures to try to take care of this flow. But I know even Acree Brothers struggles with this. My challenge to you would be, it feels like, and I'm a little bit assuming here, but it feels like you're offering, but you're not doing. And the problem with offering, it's like seeking permission is to seek denial in sales. Here's what I mean by that. So if you go to Stephen and Cody and you go, guys, let me come to your open house, you know, I can be there to answer questions. I can be there to help make sure your client knows what they need. That is awesome. It's a great offering, but it's seeking permission. And by nature of human beings, they just deny because they don't have any other, they have such limited bandwidth. They don't even have the bandwidth to tell you, do I want you there? Do I not? Do I want to investigate this? Do I not? What I would challenge you to do is actually just assume the close and literally go and try this with the top teams. This is what I would do if I'm in your shoes. You have such value that you're offering. So you just need to assumptively close these real estate agents instead of saying, hey, do you want to do this? Say, we need to do this, and put together the kit for them that's dual branded with you and them. Bring them the kit. Say, hey, I put this kit together for you for your open house. Hey, I'm going to show up on Saturday with you at your open house and show up. I would start assuming, because you have a value proposition that's so valuable, but Cody and Steven are so focused on their client, they're just not going to take the time to spend the energy to figure out how that offering is going to play in to their system. That would be my take, is that you're just not assuming the close.
I'm still, Luke, struggling with like holding an open house, why we would want you there, Laura, at the open house. With that, I understand like the marketing side, right, piece where you'd have that as a handout to people to understand insurance and get you through the door, and you call the clients and you send those clients back to the real estate agent as the professional, right? But I wouldn't want an insurance person at my open house, because I'm there, like Luke said, to sell the client, right? On buying the house. I'm actually not going over details at the open house, because I don't want to sit down like this is a buyer's consultation. If I started to consult with someone at the open house, I would lose them, right? So my goal is not to, start giving them overload of information, but to get an appointment set and then walk them through the details of the transaction. And what you're wanting is it.
Yeah, it's almost like you want Laura at the appointment, not at the open house.
Yeah, you want Laura at the appointment for sure. And then you want Laura on the back end to, we can send, I would send, we do send our leads to our insurance person right off the bat under contract, and they start working on the file so that they can make sure they have that up front before closing, way before closing, so that we can actually get this deal closed. But open house doesn't sound like it's a value proposition from the insurance side to the real estate agent.
So this is how I look at it. And of course, and when you're looking at open houses, I remember when I was a buyer, I was looking at not only can I afford this home, I was looking at, oh my goodness, I'm going to have to knock down this and do that and do this and do that, right? Now I don't even know what's in my homeowner's insurance. You know what I mean? So this is how I bring on. See this? Hello. So this is my
looking good. Hey, for everybody listening to this, she's holding up one of her magazines.
Yeah.
So it gives you an idea of what is in homeowners. So I understand you're saying you would not want me at your open house. However, you've never had me at your open house, so you wouldn't know. However, I'm very good at what I do. And I'm not one of those who tries to browbeat a bar. I'm just letting you know, period, point blank. This home is here. If you have questions, I'm more than happy to answer. If not, I'm just here to assist. That's all. And honestly, when you see how much value it does bring and the closing, which means that you close on time, I mean, and you're in one-stop shop because we're all together in it. I mean, wouldn't you look better in a package?
Yeah, but you're missing the point. You're missing the point of what they're saying, Laura, is you have potential to mess up their ability to close an appointment. So they need you and they need your value. But if you come in at the beginning of the funnel, you could have a chance of throwing in info that now they have to weave and bob around, and they don't know your industry. So now you're throwing the salesman off its game. It's kind of like this. If I was selling you the magazine and I brought my digital magazine salesman or social media salesman onto the call, it's not that they don't bring value. It's not that they're not really good. It's that you're introducing another variable that messes up the funnel of the sales pitch to get them to appointment. where it feels like you should be going, oh, how do you actually sit down with the real estate agent at the appointment, and you provide them the collateral for their open house. You provide them that you're there for them, but you really want to you're almost coming in too soon.
Yep.
Where it's like you want to come in at the appointment and go, okay, how many people showed up at the open house that you booked an appointment for? And you sit down with the agent at that appointment.
Yeah,
If
and
that makes sense.
It's also like the mortgage lender is really the partnership that you want to be in with, right? But you need to understand the agent is the one that really dictates who the mortgage lender or the client is going to use as a lender. And so you need to be in with the real estate agent to find out who their preferred mortgage person is going to be in order for that mortgage person to refer you out as their top vendor. That's where your best time is spent, not at the open house, but getting in with the real estate agent to find out who their preferred lender is. And then that lender should be going, here's my top 3 person. Even better, here's my top person, right? But most likely they'll probably do, here's my top 3 insurance people. But it's just, it feels like it's the wrong timing for you to focus like on open houses because it's just not the right point in the sale. And you don't actually need to be there. You need to be the one getting to them when they're under contract, not before under contract.
I just feel the open house is a great avenue for you to give your collateral to them. Like I would go back to what I said in the beginning of going like, you have value. It's immense value. Assume they want your collateral at the open house. Provide it for them. Don't make them think about it. But you actually being there, to your point, Stephen, I think is almost pointless because you're actually interrupting where they need to shine. And they feel like, oh, gosh, I have another salesman here that I have to now bob and weave, where it's like if you just get in with the lender, you get in at the appointment level. Now you've added the value at the open house, which is collateral, which solidifies the relationship. And you've added the real value at the actual time they need it in the flow of the sale.
Which, like, Laura, I love, like, your angle at this is, like, what can I control and what can I do? Being in an open house gives you that control because you seem like a badass saleswoman, which is sick. And what we're saying is, like, where you can focus that badass salesperson is in a different stage. Because but I love what your action is. Like, how can I take action? We talk about extreme ownership all the time. I can blame a ton of shit on a lot of things, but what can I focus in on? And that's what you're trying to figure out. And what we're saying is take that action and partner with appointment at a different stage instead of the front stage. Have it be at a more important stage so they've already captured that client. So then you can do your work to then, well, we always say we own a mortgage company, we partner with insurance, and you need to be our biggest salesman to that client.
That's right. Yeah.
Like you're boosting my name, you're making me feel awesome. And that's when you come in and you kind of save the day in a sense of encouraging me and then helping the client.
So your action items are to call every single real estate agent, have a one-on-one meeting with them, find out who their preferred lender is, and call that lender and be that preferred insurance person for that lender. And then you're in relationship with both parties, so the real estate agent and the lender, and then you'll capture way more insurance business.
Right. So I do also want to preface, maybe I should have started with this. I am also a realtor, a real estate agent, however you want to call it. So
nice.
I do belong also to that. That's where this came in first. However, I am also an insurance broker because I offer everything in one-stop shop. So I have actually done little trial runs with this. And how it works is basically I'm there with, they have the open house thing and then I have my insurance thing and they see the house, what is being insured, and they walk around with that along with the open house. Now, we do know now in California, I know it's worldwide, I guess now, you can't even say anything until you sign that you're going to work with me, right? So therefore, the issue becomes they don't even know they're going to work with the client or not because now the clients right now are a little off with that. So the insurance broker I have found, I've come in and said, hey, you know what? We offer a one-stop shop. I'm an insurance broker. Hi, Laura Ashley, the agent. It has helped out a lot in this issue right now when real estate is trying to figure out what documents do we need to sign? How am I going to tell the client now when they're walking in, like, you can't see it. I can't tell you anything until you sign with me. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't have to sign that. I can help you. And that's how I've been bringing value. And that's how I've seen with the real estate agents that I've worked with that know me, and the escrow companies that know me, because they know I will get it done. But I just saying that I know that there's other avenues. I'm not going to everyone. I'm not everyone's cup of tea. So I understand that, because I'm champagne darling. But besides that, I'm really here just to provide value and assist. That's really all it is.
That's
And
why you're killing it.
I would 100% lean into that, lean into those success stories, show the pain of the deals that have fallen through when that didn't go that way, and really use that as your value proposition. If you've done it, you've had success with it, make sure that that's front and center in every single time that you're approaching one of these agents to come to their open houses. 100%. Just use that proof.
Putting a tack on it for you, Laura, and I love it. I love what you're trying to accomplish and do. I think it's the right thing. My advice to you would be, you're swimming upstream when you don't have to. You have the value. The value's there. If I was giving you the action plan, it would be create the collateral. Like you said, here's the house. Here's what it's insured. Do that for the realtor. Mm-hmm. That gets you solidified in relationship. You don't have to show up to the open house, but you're provided value. And then do what Stephen and Cody said, which is call those real estate agents. Who's your number one lender? Call out to those lenders. Become their number one insurance agent. Spend your time on that. I promise you, you'll get better results than trying to get the agent to let you into their open house, because you'll do it, but you'll only do it with the ones you trust.
Laura, I believe in you.
Yeah, Josh believes in you, but he's wrong. You'll do it, but it will only be for the people that you build great relationships with. And I'm saying, if you want to scale it faster, and a faster way to get the relationships, provide the value at the open house with the collateral, and then get them on the back end. And then they might actually let you into their open house, but it will be because of the relationship.
Show the pain, show the proof. You will win.
Laura, you have been amazing. Friend us on social. We really appreciate you coming on. Sorry for the delay. I know it's a little bit delayed back and forth, but really appreciate you coming on. And thanks for being a client. You are awesome.
Thanks, Laura.
Thanks, Laura.
Bye.
Awesome.
Yeah, she was great. I mean, the delay made it a little hard, but you could tell, like, I don't know if she'll follow our advice or not, but like, she is a killer salesperson, but that's actually what's killing her. She's having so much success when she's at the open house for her. That's she thinks it's going to translate to the other person, and she's not realizing it will, except that there's one variable that you can't control, which is the other salesperson. You can't control that person.
It depends. I don't know if we got, like, sounds like she's had success with other agents. That's what I'd
No, but she hasn't. She's had success, like she's had success with agents that already work with her.
Sure.
The relationship right, exactly. But you'll never do, but she's trying to do it, attack it from a way that's not working, which is, hey, let me come to your open house and show you what I can do.
Yeah.
Versus the opposite is like, let me help your clients on the back end and give you collateral at your open house to provide value.
Yeah, it's a mistake that everyone makes at open houses too. It's like you're trying to provide information, and it's just information overload. Like, no one's in a setting where you can sit down and explain over an hour period, right? Like a buyer's consultation.
No, you got to get the appointment.
You got to get the appointment. So it's like a false, like, value proposition. It's just the wrong timing for it.
Yep.
So
right offering, wrong timing.
Yep.
If you want to get your questions answered here on Stay Paid, go to remindermedia.com/ask. And of course, you can follow us on Instagram. Send us your message there. We are at Stay Paid Podcast. This is a write-in from Kaylin. So Kaylin asks, how do you not annoy people while effectively lead generating?
You just do it.
Right? You just do
You
it.
don't. You can't. You're going to annoy them. Well, there is some truth to it, and I'd love to hear, obviously, you guys' thoughts. There's this buyer's journey that I call CARR, CARR, which is curiosity, annoyance, resentment, respect. And it's essentially that you'll find that when you are prospecting someone, they are curious. Why are you reaching out to them? Maybe they're curious in the product and service that you have. They're like, think of it as a phone call. I call you, you don't know my number. You're curious who's calling me. And then you move into, a lot of times, if you don't buy in the initial engagement, you move into the annoyance phase, because guess what? I need you to make a decision. Do you want my product and service? And you're kind of annoyed because people don't want to make a decision. And then here's where most people stop. The average salesperson stops there, and which is why they're mediocre and they make no money. The great salespeople, they just ignore that. They don't care because they know their value is worth it. So they even will progress. And sometimes you can skip to the last R, which is respect. But many, many times you're going to go from annoyance to almost resentment, where they're just like almost like frustrated that you keep calling them, that you keep reaching out. I've had so many times people come up to me at trade shows, at conferences, and be like, you know why I'm here? You know why I'm here? Because
You want it stopped.
yes, you email me every day. You called me 18 times, and it's like this annoyance and resentment. And I literally joke, and I go, well, you're here, aren't you? And they end up signing up, and it turns into the respect, which the respect is, it's what they always felt. They wanted the product, and they did want to do it, but, they just weren't at the right place in the right time. And unfortunately for us, if I knew the exact right time and place when I should call them for them to buy, I would do that. I don't want them to have to go through that annoyance and resentment phase, but I don't know. And a lot of times they don't know, and they need that nudging. And I'm telling you, the amount of people that have said, Luke, I just want to tell you, I respect so much your follow-up. I respect you guys' hustle and how much you have followed up and stayed on me. I really appreciate it. And that is, a testament to, we believe in what we're doing. We believe in what we're doing, that we're willing to inconvenience you a little to make you make the right decision for your business, because all of us know you have a pile of good ideas that you wanted to do that never executed on, because you need somebody to prod you and push you and get you to actually step out and do it. So that's my feeling on it. I don't know you guys.
I mean, I don't know if I could have said that better. The short answer is yes, you're always going to annoy people. It's going to start with that. But it really does start with your belief. You've got to understand your value proposition. What I always dig into with new agents is spend your time understanding what you do and how valuable it really is to people. Because if you have that belief, there's nothing that stops you. You do not want to stop calling people because you have something of such value to give them that you just break through that barrier of the annoyance stage, right? The car that you just.
Hopefully they won't be annoyed because you're providing the value. Hopefully they won't be. But if they are, I hate to say who cares. Who cares?
Yeah.
Provide more value. Keep calling.
Like, there's two different things I think we're talking about here too. It's like calling until they pick up. That is like just annoyance. Like, you can't help it. You need them to pick up. You call. Have a frequency to it. Obviously, like, for 2 weeks we're calling twice a day. Then we'll start maybe every other day, then a week. Like, that's one thing. That's just annoyance. Like, you just have to do it. But when you actually have them on the phone, what I teach all of our agents is have a next action plan at the end of your call. They should already know at the end of the day, at the end of the call, when I'm calling next. So we do this. Let's say they don't do a buyer's consultation with me. I go, okay, awesome. Well, this is what I'm going to do, because you gave me, some stuff that you're interested in your house. I'm going to get 2 or 3 houses. I'm going to text you as soon as this call's over. I'm also going to send you in our drip campaign, and I'm going to text you those, and I want you to give me the feedback on those so I know what I'm looking for. And then I'm going to plan on calling you in 3 to 4 days. Let's say does this time actually work for you for a call? It's 3:00. Yeah, 3:00 works for me. All right, I'm going to call you Thursday at 3 and just get your feedback on it so I know exactly what we're working with, because this is about you and your game plan. Let's do that. Oh, no, Thursday at 3 won't work. Okay, fine. What about Monday at 3?
Yeah, because if they've given you permission, then the annoyance goes
Yeah,
away.
it's so good too, because you're controlling the ball in the offense. You're prefacing what you're going to do.
But we mistake it all the time. But this was early on in the podcast, Luke, is like, we're not trying. Everyone wants to over explain. Everyone wants to explain what they've learned over a 9-year period in the business on the phone. Right. And it's like that's why I say it starts with the belief, because your belief will exude through the phone. You'll hear it in tonality, like even your body language. You can hear that through tonality. It comes out. If you're smiling on the phone, you're going to hear that smile coming through. So it really just starts like understand your value proposition, believe so strong, because you'll have way better of a response to that rather than explaining things away, and you always go through that.
And the next action plan I love about it for agents is it gives you the confidence to make the next call. Because a lot of times agents are like, I don't know what to follow up about. I called him, I left my notes, but I have no idea. But if you have that next action plan, like, exactly why you're calling, your confidence is there to make the call. And then if they don't answer, we call the next day.
That's good. That's super
practical.
Good. There you go. Kaylin, I hope that gave you some encouragement there in terms of keep going. All right. To get your questions answered, you can go to remindermedia.com/ask, or you can follow us on Instagram. Send those to @StayPaidPodcast. All right. We are going to bring Karen on. We got her. Karen, welcome to Stay Paid. This has been a journey, a little behind the scenes. This has been a journey with Karen today.
We had her in earlier in the episode, but the mic wasn't working.
Looks
but
like
we can hear her now.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Perfect.
Karen. Stephen, figured it out.
I apologize. I apologize for.
You're fine. We appreciate you coming on. What can we help you with? What's your question?
Okay, so I know you guys know I'm a realtor. I'm here in the Florida, Fort Myers area. And I've got a condo that has been challenging. Now, the condo market is challenging overall for most realtors right now. Prices have gone down a little bit. And my condo in particular has been on the market as of today 116 days.
Wow.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And some stats. I know you guys wanted some stats. I have some, localized stats. I've had 11 showings in the 110, 16 days. I've even had an offer
Okay.
and got one in last night too, but they're all coming in rather low.
So what's the feedback? Like, what's the, obviously you've had 11 showings, been on the market a long time. What's the feedback you're getting on the property?
Property shows well.
Okay.
Conditions good. There is some inventory. It's a 3-bedroom condo in a community, in a very desirable community called Gateway, actually.
Okay.
And it's a very desirable community. People want to live there. People want to send their kids to school there. So it has all those, key features.
But the offers are coming in a lot lower than what you
But
want.
the offers
Yeah,
are
'cause it's-
right.
Karen,
It's usually
Right.
pricing,
You've done your
promotion, or
job.
presentation. Pricing, promotion, presentation. That's usually why a listing, doesn't sell. It's priced wrong, it's presented wrong, or it's
Right.
promoted wrong.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Stephen. What were you saying? Sorry to cut you off.
You said you had multiple offers on it, and you just got one in.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean,
Yes.
it sounds to me like you've done your job, right, as a real estate agent, which is the market. You're doing the marketing. You don't decide the market for the market value for the property. You decide
Mhm.
marketing,
Right.
right? And so the only thing I would say that maybe you haven't done is it sounds like the seller's not going with these offers on the table, which could be for a lot of good reasons. But it just sounds like it's priced too high. Would you agree with that?
I definitely agree with
Okay,
that.
so then what if
Definitely agree with that.
what have your conversations been with your seller? Because it sounds like the real question is, how do I get my seller to accept the offer that is on the table?
Exactly. And that's where we're at. And like life always complicates things because that's what life does. And unfortunately, they're dealing with a death in the family right now. So I don't think I'm going to make much headway. Probably not until maybe the end of the week, tomorrow.
Sure.
But the um, the interesting thing is that we had a bubble here for last year or two, like after COVID, during COVID, after COVID, prices just went up, skyrocketed. And I think he bought 7 years ago, so
Mm.
he knows that he's got some equity in the home. And
Are you telling me the seller wants to sell for the highest price possible? Is that what you're telling me, Karen? I love
that's
it.
what I'm telling you. That's what I'm
But
telling you.
what are you saying to him? Have you had a conversation? What do you want to tell him? How would you tell him
Well,
that
it's
you're priced too
interesting.
high?
Yeah, so it's interesting. He's been telling me how to price this thing, how to market this thing, all that up until just recently when I said, I have some suggestions, let me know when you're ready to hear. So he was ready to hear about a week ago, and I did some research and sent him the choices. I gave him choices because there's always choices.
That's right.
Yep.
And my favorite, I said, though, was the market-based approach, which is you look at the market and you try to determine what the market is saying your home is worth. And the market in Gateway right now is saying that home is worth 180,000, maybe 185 if he throws in, some furnishings, which he wants to do
And what do you have
anyway.
it priced at now?
215. We just lowered it.
Okay.
I got him to lower it from the listing price, which was 225.
Okay. So
So
you were
we're still
225
way
and your
over.
offers
Yeah,
were
we're
185.
right, and we're still way over. So the offer came in last night at 180, and I could easily come back and say, look, we're throwing in the living room, the bedroom, all the furnishings. I mean, you open up the drawer, your silverware's there, your dishes are there. I mean, all you got to do is bring a toothbrush, as we say. So maybe you could, throw in an extra $5,000, to cover that. And I think we'd probably have a deal, but his is just like you said, he wants it for the highest price possible.
Yeah. So do houses sell for more when they sit on the market longer, or when they sit on the market for a shorter period of time?
In my experience, you're best going with the first or second offer that comes in, because the longer it sits, the worse it gets.
That's right. So that's your belief, right? Which is a true belief. So
Mhm.
do you want your seller to lose money?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Right. So like if you have that, then it's like internalizing going, man, I've really got to get my seller to make this move on this price
Mhm.
because it's what's in best interest for my seller. And so you're not talking him down to 185. You're actually talking him up to 185. And that's how I always approach every
Mm.
price reduction, price adjustment conversation is, hey, seller, I want you to make the absolute most money on this property. Right. I don't decide the market for market value for this property. I decide the marketing. And here's where the market's saying, right, we're at. If we sit on the market for longer, we will lose more money. We will. And so it's more of a certainty because we know that's a truth based on statistics that you go to them and you go, I want you to make the most money. I just don't want you to lose on this thing. And that's why I'm having this hard conversation. That's honestly why I'm the best agent that's out there, is because I'm willing to have these difficult conversations with my seller. And of course, I want to make you 200,000. I want to make you 300,000. Heck, if I could make you 400,000 for this property, you better believe I would want to make you 400. Would you call me crazy if I said, let's price this thing at 400? And I'm like, and he'd say, yeah, I'd say you're crazy. Well, that's what I'm saying. We're at 200,000 is we're crazy. That's what the market's saying.
Good point.
Yep.
I
Okay,
like
thank
that.
you.
Clip it up,
Mhm. I
memorize
like
it,
it.
and recite it to him. But that
I
is
was gonna,
what it
yeah.
is. That is what it is. The other thing that I'm curious about, just to see what you've gotten with him, is what is his urgency and pain point of the reason why he wants to sell? What's the emotional driver there? Do you know that?
Motivation.
Yes, and you if there were a jackpot, you would have just won it because that has been a pain point for sure. The HOA.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
HOA is a major pain point. In fact, there had been an issue with some leakage into the from one of the condo units, either his or the one above his.
Okay.
There's 3 levels, and we're in the second
And
floor.
the
So
HOA won't help him with it, or is being a pain or whatever.
the HOA, well, the HOA has been very interesting to work with
Okay.
and very
But he can't
non-communicative.
stand them, basically. Like he can't stand the HOA. He's
Well,
frustrated with them.
yeah, it's been an ongoing battle for a year, and
Okay.
it just accumulated with the HOA sending him a bill for thousands of dollars. I don't want to go into too much,
Yeah. Yeah.
but they
Yep.
sent him a bill for thousands of dollars, and it may go to litigation.
Mhm.
And so my challenge now is to not only talk him down or talk him up, as you said,
Mhm.
to 185, but he's going to probably lose money because he's now got to pay this amount that they say his unit costs on the problem below. And if he doesn't pay it, it's a lien, and he's going to pay it eventually, either in
Yep.
court or he's going to pay it as to the HOA, either one, unless he can negotiate something with them. So we're kind of running out of time on that.
Yeah, so
He's
you're
running out
hitting
of
on the
time.
other aspect of what you need to add
Right,
to Steven's pitch.
Yeah.
You
right,
always got to, like, your job is to help the seller. Like that's your job, and you're
right.
going to do what's in the best interest of your seller and help them. And so you're just trying to reiterate for them. It's like if I'm selling a real estate agent the magazine that we offer or our Facebook ads or whatever. At the end of the day, I'm not trying to get you to buy my product. I'm trying to solve a pain point for you and a desire that you have. And I have a solution for that. And I believe, the best in the industry for that solution. So when I get to the end of any pitch and I'm sharing with you in confidence, I'm always reminding you, here's why though, because Karen, you and I both agree, you got to keep in touch with your database. You've got to keep in touch with them if you want referrals. You have to send something. It's not should you, it's just what do you send? And at the end
Right.
of the day, the problem is people don't know what to send. They don't have time to send it. The things they're sending don't return. They cost too much. And I'm taking care of all those pain points for you. And I know that's what you want. You want more referrals, right, Karen? It's like
Right.
you're reminding them of, I'm not talking about the magazine. I'm just talking about hey, this is the pain point you have and the solution you want. And you have to do it with that certainty and confidence. I think your lines are gold, Steve, of how you did that. But I would just encourage you, Karen, you're doing a good job by your client when you have the hard conversation with them. And if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be, because you're
Right.
spending time, energy, and money on this property and with this client that at the end of the day, maybe it's not the right time for them, but you're definitely hurting everybody by not having the difficult conversation and telling it like it is. You're hurting yourself with your time and energy. You're hurting him by not getting the truth to him. And, I'm talking high level here. And so I would just encourage you, have it, move on, take that energy and put it into your next best client because you're a rock star real estate agent. And that's
Yeah.
what you do.
Yep. And
Good advice.
uh,
Yeah, I wish I could put you guys in my back pocket all the time. This would be great. This would really, really serve me well if I could do that.
You can do it.
podcast
You,
helps
you,
out.
Yeah.
I know, because this phone fits in my back pocket.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, you can do it. Go literally have that conversation with
Yeah.
them. You're in this business for a reason, and you're doing great things. Friend us on social. We'd love to connect with you on Instagram. We'd love to help you out more. You can always reach out. And if you have more questions, bring them. We'd love
Jared,
to have
I
you on
love
the show.
your energy. Your energy is contagious. I'm sure you're
Oh, thanks. I love this format too. I have to say, this was a great idea. When I was talking with the person who was helping me at the time with the magazine, she suggested that based on our
Awesome.
conversation. So kudos to you guys
Very
too
cool.
for thinking of this. Yeah,
Awesome.
nice.
Thank you, Karen.
Okay,
Good
thanks
luck.
again. Sorry about
Let
the
us know
tech,
how
it
tech
goes.
issues. Take care. Yeah, I
Appreciate
will.
you.
Take
Yeah.
care. All right. Bye.
Bye.
She's
Good.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
Stephen,
a
that was
crazy
great.
pitch. Good
Yeah,
job.
great advice. Because that's what it is. It's in every sale. It is that confidence and delivery.
He getting a pat on the back.
He patted a pat on the back from Cody.
You've grown so much.
First time.
Cody looked at him and said, "Don't mess this up, bro. Let's see what you got." No,
All right,
no.
deliver now. You got this.
Yeah. No, great
All
stuff.
right,
Karen
let's
was
get out
awesome.
of here. Awesome. Thank you to everybody who called in, got your questions answered, everybody who wrote in as well. You can get your questions answered here live on the episode. Go to remindermedia.com/ask. Follow us on Instagram. We are at Stay Paid Podcast. Shoot us a message there. If you like this episode and want to show your support, go to youtube.com/remindermedia. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up. And the best way to support the show is to share this episode with somebody that you know. If you want to get hold of me, Luke, you can email us at podcast@remindermedia.com. And where can they follow you guys on social?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
follow us at Acree Brothers, at Acree Brothers
Acree Brothers?
on Instagram. Yep.
You can find us through there.
Nice. All right. Awesome. For this episode of Stay Paid, I'm Josh Dyke.
Guys, I'm Luke Acree. And just remember, there's so many good nuggets here that you can take away, but the key is really implementation. You have to execute, and where all realtors go to die and all businesses go to die is they don't execute, and they execute for one day and then they give up. And so I just want to encourage you, whatever you heard today that hit you in the gut, that inspired you a little bit, go put it into action, because the difference between top producers and mediocre producers in every business is top producers take action. Take action on that today.